If you've ever felt like your plants were growing slower than they should, or your soil just wasn't as alive as it once was, then you're about to discover something truly special. I recently decided to test 6 forgotten gardening hacks, methods used by ancient farmers long before chemical fertilizers ever existed. I wasn't prepared for what happened next. Within weeks, my garden looked transformed. Leaves were glossier, soil smelled richer, and fruits ripened faster than I had ever seen before. These weren't just minor tweaks. They completely changed how I look at gardening. Here's exactly what I did, how I did it, and the surprising results from each ancient method. The first hack I tried was fermenting green plants, especially nutrient-rich leaves like comfrey, weeds, and vegetable scraps, into a living liquid fertilizer. Ancient farmers often used this technique to brew nutrients for their crops, and now I understand why. I filled a 20-liter bucket halfway with chopped greens, then added 10 liters of clean water and a handful of sugar to feed the microbes. I covered the top loosely and let it sit for 2 weeks, stirring it every 3 days. When it began to smell slightly sour, not rotten, I knew it was ready. I strained the dark, nutrient-packed liquid and diluted 1 liter of fertilizer in 10 liters of water before using it. After applying it once a week around my crops, the difference was stunning. My tomatoes doubled in flowering within 10 days, and my leafy greens grew with such intensity that the color almost deepened overnight. This fermented fertilizer is alive with beneficial microbes, potassium, and nitrogen, all essential for robust plant growth. Before modern fertilizers existed, farmers relied on what they called black water, essentially compost tea. This ancient formula infuses your soil with living microorganisms that wake up the entire ecosystem underground. To make mine, I filled a 20-liter bucket with 2 kilograms of mature compost, added 10 liters of non-chlorinated water, and a tablespoon of molasses to feed the microbes. I stirred it twice daily for 48 hours, then strained and diluted 1 liter of tea in 5 liters of water before applying it around my plants. The results? Within days, I could see visible improvement in soil texture, and my cucumbers exploded with healthy vines. The compost tea improved nutrient uptake, reduced diseases, and gave my plants that deep, radiant green every gardener dreams of. Biochar is another ancient secret that has stood the test of time. Used by early civilizations in the Amazon, it's basically crushed charcoal added to soil to improve fertility for decades. It holds nutrients, prevents leaching, and fosters microbial growth. I made mine by crushing small pieces of natural charcoal, not briquettes, soaking them in diluted compost tea for 24 hours so they could absorb nutrients, and then mixing them into the topsoil at a rate of 2 handfuls per square meter. The effect was incredible. The soil held moisture much longer, even under hot sun, and my plants became far more resilient to drought. The real magic, though, is that biochar lasts for years, slowly feeding your plants while improving soil structure permanently. The last hack was something ancient gardeners used when they needed stronger blooms and fruit set: crushed calcium and potassium sources. I baked banana peels and eggshells in the sun until they were brittle, then ground them into fine powder. I mixed 2 tablespoons of the powder into 1 liter of water, let it sit overnight, and used it as a direct drench near my flowering plants twice a month. The calcium from eggshells strengthens cell walls, while the potassium from banana skins enhances flowering and fruiting. Within 2 weeks, my peppers and tomatoes were loaded with blossoms. Even my roses bloomed more vibrantly, and I noticed far fewer blossom and rot issues. This ancient mineral combo truly delivers a natural performance boost. Out of all 6 ancient hacks, what amazed me most was how natural and balanced the garden felt afterward. There were more bees and butterflies, the soil stayed moist for longer, and I didn't have to rely on any store-bought fertilizer. The plants didn't just grow, they thrived. Each of these methods works by rebuilding the soil's living ecosystem. Instead of feeding the plant directly with chemicals, they feed the soil, allowing roots to draw nutrients naturally. The results speak for themselves: richer soil, healthier plants, and harvests that taste better than anything I've ever grown before. What makes these hacks so effective is that they mimic nature's original processes. Long before fertilizers and synthetic boosters, farmers relied on fermentation, ash, compost, and natural minerals to keep their soils productive. These methods restore microbial balance, increase organic matter, and improve the soil's ability to hold water and nutrients. In modern terms, they're regenerative gardening techniques, organic, sustainable, and surprisingly simple to make at home. Each one costs almost nothing yet gives results that rival expensive fertilizers. When combined, they create a self-sustaining ecosystem that keeps your garden thriving season after season. After testing these 6 ancient gardening secrets, I can honestly say the results were beyond what I expected. The fermented fertilizer brought explosive growth, the urine-soaked cardboard turned the soil alive, and the wood ash elixir restored lost minerals. Compost tea added invisible power beneath the roots, biochar built lasting soil health, and the eggshell banana powder fueled unstoppable blooms. If you've been struggling with weak soil, poor flowering, or plants that just won't take off, these time-tested tricks might be the breakthrough you've been searching for. You don't need fancy products, just a little patience and some ancient wisdom. Your garden has everything it needs to flourish. It's simply waiting for you to bring these natural methods back to life. So, go ahead. Try these hacks in your own garden and witness the transformation for yourself. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Growth Hub Central Crops for more proven gardening secrets. Share this with a fellow gardener, and let's keep these ancient traditions growing strong for generations to come.